Blessed be he, master and creator of all eternity. Hallelujah to the only true and wise king. Great in majesty, he rules and reigns in splendor. Hallelujah. Glory to the king. Hallelujah to the master of all, and all has to bow down and subservient to the creator eternal. Blessed be he. Hallelujah. It is Triumphant Tuesday today. Blessed be he. Hallelujah. To the only true and wise, triumphant master. I just praise the creator that he has it all under control. Hallelujah. Right, Sam Tobias? He got it all under control, and I praise him for it today. He's young. I'm adjusting. I'm sorry, I should have adjusted everything before I got here. I want to make sure my mama's covered. Don't want to show nothing. But you know what today, family? This is Triumphant Tuesday. And what we've come to do today is give some more information of what the different types of vegetables that are out there for us today. Glory to the King. Today, you all know already, Tobias. And I'm here again. We have our cinnamon tea, we have our hibiscus tea, we drinking water, and we're enjoying the great and mighty King of who he is, that he has exhaled and we're inhaled. His breath is all about him, you know, that letter A. You know, we're going to try to get off of the letter A. We try, but that letter A and these vegetables and herbs and spices is holding us tight. Isn't that awesome? So let everybody know, EMA Barbs Corner is open. I'm open to you today. I'm your servant, your EMA who loves you and thanks the Creator for you. So if you have any questions, don't forget the thumbs up today for me. I want you all to thumbs up, and I want you all to like and tell everybody EMA's Corner is open for service. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Blessed be he. Today, guess what? Okay, even though we're still on the letter A, but I want to share a couple things with you today. Do you know, remember we talked about before about how there was one bean in particular. There's many beans out there. You know, there's over 2,000 beans again. There's a lot of beans out there. One of the beans, now you know what? Some people say, EMA, I see you got something on the board. Why do you have peanuts as beans? Because they are. Peanuts are actually beans. Did you know that? Oh, peanuts are but they're like, they are not the kind that you want to boil. Well, some places they boil them and they mix them just like any other bean. But peanuts are beans. You can put them in the ground and they'll come up. As a matter of fact, guess what? And I bet you say, here we go. We grew some peanuts in our backyard, and our backyard isn't big. We just utilize what we got, but we grew some peanuts, and they were really good. Tell you the truth about it. Organic, because we grew it myself to make sure we had that organic stuff. But anyway, I love you guys. Listen, someone posed a question to me, and they said, EMA, how is it that we need cow's milk for calcium? No, and we need protein. Where's the protein coming from? Well, we've already passed that before. They said, we told you that if animals are eating the same animals that you're getting your calcium and your protein from, they have to be eating something. So what are they eating? They're eating the grass, the herbs, they're eating all of that too. So today we're going to touch on the fact, one of the things that we spoke on earlier in the year, and we said about aduki beans. And it's ADUKI, aduki beans. Now there's another bean, and it has protein, it has manganese, it helps, look, type 2 diabetes. They said, what can we do? Do you know they use a little portion of a dookie bean And the children gonna play with this one. The children gonna play with it, so that'll keep you remembering that bean. A dookie bean, A-D-U-K-I. Right, that's what they gonna say. I don't even know dookie beans, Mom. But guess what? That dookie beans will help with your weight. You can eat a dookie bean, it help with your weight. And those who are dealing with type 2 diabetes, we're here today about home remedies, family. We're not about all that, we're just here for home remedies. I love you guys. I'm here for you. I have to, our son, every so often, hi, Zoe, our son. They say, every so often they say, Mom, why you always, look, I'm here for you. These are home remedies. This is not to step in anybody's toes. I am not a doctor. I am not any of that. I just know what works. And these things have been in the world for years. It looks like a red bean, family. It's really like one of the children say, almost like a pinto bean, but it's red. But it's fantastic. It's the taste. They make candy out of it in other places. Do you know, let me tell you this. Do you know they make candy from a lot of these beans in other countries? And it makes it out of, they make it out of candy. So it makes it easier for the children to eat. And when they're ready for these, but it's not really, really sweet, like you would get a candy, like overpowering sugar. But it's just something that's really nice and sweet, and they use it as a dessert.
Similar to like a bean pie?
Similar to like a bean pie. Similar to that. And isn't that wonderful that you would think of that? Because pinto beans, you can use it as a bean pie, and you can still get your.
I didn't even know what type of beans they were using in those pies.
Yeah, they use different beans, but you know what?
I need to get y'all.
You know what? But okay, I'm sorry. And you all know I could go off. I could go into the extreme, but we'll talk about that next time. But listen to this, family. They use the different beans, and they make pies and candies and different things like that. There's something called that Mr. eats from time to time, and they make a candy out of it. And it's tamarind. He calls it tamarindo. It's a tamarind. And let me tell you how it's spelled. And actually, it's a bean, family. Can you believe that? It's a bean. And it comes like a pod. It's in a pod. It's tamarind, Tamarind, tamarind. You can get it as it's another deal. You can get it as you can get it as candy. And they use it as candy, but you can also eat, it's a tamarind paste where they make tea or drinks out of it.
They use that in Oriental foods too, because my mother, she eats a lot of Oriental foods, and they have like these buns that has like a sweet bean paste.
Yes.
Inside of it. So yeah, I can take a witness.
That's exactly what that is. And they use it, they're from Mexico, and they use it. And guess what? This tamarind is so packed in minerals, micro minerals. But guess what? It also helps you relax. So it's good for muscle pain. It's good for, multiple of things. We're gonna talk about that too, but I didn't come from tamarind, you all know that. But it's good for muscle pain, it helps you relax, it helps your body, it has the micronutrients in it. When you're in the heat, they drink it, especially in the heat, because Mexico is hot. We're saying hot.
Right.
And it's hot there. So they make this. This is a nice little drink that they mix, along that you can have the candy and all that kind of thing. But it's also an excellent treat for the body. It brings oxygen to the body like hibiscus. Hibiscus brings oxygen to the body, and it is so wonderful. It helps the body so good. This is for pain. And I'm just telling you all some things about pain and type 2 diabetes this time. And protein, because someone asked me about protein and calcium. So we have the azuki bean. Also, did you know black beans a high in protein. I'm not a black bean fan. I just want to put that out there in case somebody. Now there are those of you that love black peas. I'm not a black eyed pea person. I've tried it, and I'm not a black pea person, but I love you anyway. But did you know cocoa is cacao? Cocoa is a bean. It's like, what? It's a bean. You all are eating beans and probably don't even know it. And all the different nutrients that comes with these different herbs and spices. Now I haven't gotten off of the herbs and spices yet, family. This is still herbs and spices. This is the pod, this is the root, these are seeds. Do you know, the reason why I say these are seeds, because you remember I just told you that I we have planted peanuts, and this how the seeds came up and produced the whole peanut. We harvest peanuts. And I'm like, what? You can put snow peas. We have snow peas growing in the backyard. Different beans, these beans are actually seeds. They're seeds, and you're eating the seeds. What was that scripture? I erased it today because I thought you all would be finished with that, about the seeds. It talks about the seeds in the scriptures. I didn't say something, but I said, slipped me what I said when I thought about it. All of a sudden it just slipped me. The leaves, the seeds, I'll come back at you on that, about the seeds. And it talks about how the seeds will heal, how it brings energy, because their energy is seeds. It's just like when a mom drinks from the breast of the baby. She's giving that energy. She's giving a good essence. She's nutrient. It's the nutrients of the body that she's putting back into the body of the baby. And that's what these seeds do. They help with diabetes. They help with anxiety. Ooh, did I tell you all about the anxiety? That when you drink tamarind, I pronounce it like my husband. Sorry, tamarind. It's tamarino. They pronounce it tamarino. But you know how it helps with the not only the digestive, but it helps calm the nerves. It gives you oxygen and calms the nerves. Oxygen calms the nerves, baby. When you breathe, that's why they say breathe first before you go off into a big thing. When you go into the anxiety stress, they tell you breathe first, putting the oxygen back in the body. I tell you, the Creator knows exactly what He's doing, and I love that about the Father. Now, I came, and I'm not going to get off because I brought my own little list today of the different things that I wanted to tell you all today about our leaves of the field and those things that are, and I wrote it. I got it down, so I'm not going to go off unless you all know. Now, remember, guys, we talked about the aloe vera already. See, I'm trying to stay on point. Our son said to Tobias, Mom, you need to stay on point. Don't get off. You need to stay on point. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying. Yeah, he had his own personal comment. Mom, stay on track. But listen, remember we spoke about the aloe vera, the aloe. We spoke about the aloe vera. Remember, we spoke about alfalfa. Let me tell you guys this. Have you all heard of alfalfa? I want to tell you all about alfalfa. Now I'm trying to get past this, but let me tell you this. It looks like a little leaf. It's a nice little leaf, and it looks something like this. Something like this with a little in the center. And they have about 3 of them. Almost like it's an oversized, it looks like an oversized 3-leaf clover, something like that. Okay. You got it, looks something like that, okay? But it's a perennial. It's a perennial. So what happens is with this guys, they feed animals. And here's the thing, they feed the animals alfalfa. And you can get alfalfa sprouts, right? So they feed these animals, they used to, I don't know whether they still feed these animals today, they feed them other stuff. But if you go to an organic farm, they'll feed their animals alfalfa sprouts, especially cows and things like that, because of that. But guess what? You have vitamin A, which is for the eyes. Remember that, you're a good student. A, they have D, which remember the green, okay, I said I was gonna come back and tell you all about the perfect time to be outside in the sun to get much vitamin D. Yes. You had a question? Son Tobias?
Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce this word. It looks like microbiome or biome. It's a micro, B-I-O-M-E.
B-I what?
B-I-O-M-E. And it's micro. And our family members is asking, what can you eat to restore a healthy, that word, in your stomach?
Biome.
Well, how do you pronounce that? Microbiome?
Biome.
Biome?
Biome. Some people, depending on what part of the world you come from, some people call it biome. They don't pronounce it, but it's actually, this is two words, biome.
Okay, you just broke it up to three. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's like almost like the flora in the intestine. And one time, I don't know, family, whether you remember me telling you I had gotten food poison.
Yes.
And so the food poison messed up my flora in my body. You have flora, you have like those little, they look like, if you look on the ocean bottoms, you see those little reefs underneath, and they look like little bitty dots like this, and they be floating in the air, they be floating in the water, and they like little fingers. And they be floating around the floor. They look something like that. And what they do, they in the intestine, in your flora of your intestine. And if you eat something that's toxin, people when they do one time when someone put something in my food. Well anyway, let's change this because I don't want to go into all that. But someone, I might as well say something there. They put like ground glass in my food when I was out. I don't eat out anymore. So ground glass, and so they put it in there. So one of the things, and you all said, Emma, you've been through so much. Yes, love, I really have. But guess what? The praises are still. I'm still here. Praise Yah. And he's still doing wonderful. So I prove his testimonies that the testimony of the Most High is great.
So this just happened to her last week, food poisoning from bad fish.
See. Yes. So you get, and guess what, family? We are still here.
All praise.
All praise to the Most High. He's still faithful. Faithful is he who promised.
He say Psalms 34:19, and many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High saveth them out of them all.
What?
Yes.
Come on now. Say it again. Say it again.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous,
but
the Most High delivered him from them all.
So make the shout today that he keeps delivering us this. He keeps delivering us more and more and more. So let me tell you this. So there is the flora to aid with the flora, the digestive system. And for some reason, let me say this, there is a probiotic that I have in the refrigerator right now, and it begins with an A. I'll have to come back at you. It's going to come to me before the end of this class, and I'll tell you. Before the end of this class, I should remember it begins with an A. And then also there's one that heals the flora. I tell you another thing that helps. When I got food poisoning, I don't eat bread. I don't. It's just one thing I don't do. But they kept telling me, eat bread, that the bread was absorbing the toxins and it pushed it right out of my system. So that was the only time at that particular time that I ate the bread. But there are other things that help with the flora. The flora, you can build it back with a little bit of baking soda, I'm telling you, works. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. Lemons are awesome, lemon juice, because you know what? It's not so much as acid. What it does, it's an alkaline. It's not the acid, but it's the alkaline, that it alkalines the body. So you might want to continue that. And then you know what? Look on look on the comments for God's Warriors, and I'm gonna be posting a whole list for you. I promise, I'll post a whole list of something that you could do. And I'm sorry that I for some reason, I don't have the others, but start with those things. It's the apple cider vinegar, because the reason why lemon is not really an acid, you want an alkaline, family. When it comes to something like that, I'm a witness. I am a witness. You want to alkaline your intestines. You want to alkaline your stomach, your flora in your body. It's a probiotics. There are probiotics that are natural probiotics for your body, for your intestines. And I had to deal with that. But remember, lemons are not an acid. When it hits the stomach, it becomes an alkaline. You can do baking soda, you can do apple cider vinegar, only a little bit of apple cider vinegar because you don't want to go. You could also do, to correct it, also do a clay, a bentonite clay. You can drink a little bit of bentonite clay and it keeps it going. Parsley is another thing you might want to continue to do because the parsley will work on your behalf. Eat parsley. I just redid some things, some parsley water in my refrigerator just last night, as a matter of fact. You want to continue to do that because parsley is really, really good for the intestines because it's going to clean out. Ginger is really good. You all say, oh, Amy, you going back to ginger again? Yes, love, because if it works, work it. If it works, work it. That ginger will help too to help your flora in your body. When you get up in the morning, part of Argo helps, not some of the things that come up. Part of Argo will help because it helps any type of cancer, but it also aids the body in probiotics as well. Part of Argo. You want to make that. And remember what we said before, look at the tapes before, the part of Argo, how it's spelled. It's P-A-U-D, and then that's A-R-C-O. I'm a full believer. Cilantro is fantabulous. You make me proud. Cilantro will help as well. These things, and you know what? Don't forget the black seeds, because remember I told you about the black seed. Black seed is cumin, and cumin is really good for the body too, family, for your digestive system. Because I do cumin also. Remember I told you about Tulsi, T-U-L-S-I. That's just the juice of the basil, and it's a particular type of basil. Remember I told you there are about 5 to 10 different types of basils, and so, well, I don't want to lie, 5 to 8 at the max 10 different types of basil. I should have brought you. Remember when I showed you all the purple basil, and I brought you all the purple basils? That's the other basil that looks like it's covered over by the different types of basil. But yes, Tulsi is good for the intestinal flora too. So you might want to do that. And then I'll also put a list on the comments. So look every day, family, to the comments that I put in for different things. Like this morning, you should have seen, for those who don't like vegetables, and I posted something with the smoothies this morning for my family that you say you don't like vegetables. What can I do? And I posted the smoothies with the spinach in it, and just put a handful of spinach in there.
It ain't necessarily about, that's just like when you was a kid and your mom and your father used to give you fruits and vegetables. You ain't necessarily want the things that was good for you. You want the things that were bad for you. So
yes.
It's not about what you want.
Right.
It's about what you need.
What you need.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Tobiah. Thank you, Tobiah. You have to train, like you said, you got to train your taste buds. Right. Train your taste buds like a baby. If there's something good, train your taste buds just like you would a baby. A baby doesn't know. If you feed them broccoli, which broccoli is good for the brain, by the way, family. Don't forget that broccoli is good for the brain. And the broccoli leaves, when you put all that in there and you kind of saute it. I think I'll get home today and make me some broccoli a little bit. A little sauteed broccoli. That sounds good today. But anyway, and what you do is the broccoli is good. And you just like your baby don't like broccoli, but you know it's wonderful for them. And it develops the brain stems and right on down the line. So what you just simply do, even though they spit it back out, you just give, and pretty soon their taste buds are trained to it and they're gonna look for it. That's the same way you do for your body. And when you know what's good for you, then you'll begin to inevitably go for it.
Right.
I used to hate okra, family. I'm just admitting, I used to hate okra. But guess what? When I found out what that puppy was doing, and it was a lady finger, and all the things that it did for my body, I said, give me some okra. And so I put okra water. I used to put okra water. That was for the digestion. Remember, that's another thing for your intestines, family. That helps with the probiotics in your body. Okra helps too. Put that okra in the refrigerator. Cut it to tap off, even though it helps with diabetes, high blood pressure, and kidney and all that stuff. Remember we talked about okra a while back? That it helps. Even with that, that's good for the digestion. It helps with, it coats, it's a soother. It coats the intestines. Family, when I was, and I'm gonna get back to what I was saying, but when I had this issue, they food poisoned me. Now, the reason why I stay out of the restaurant, because I've been food poisoned about 5 times. 5 times. So my holistic said, there's no hope. Your body's gonna be all, and I said, no, I'm not receiving that. So I began to seek the face of the Most High. Father, you said, heal me and I shall be healed. You said, save me and I shall be saved. I ask you for that divine healing. I ask you right now, Father. And I began to pray and ask the Father for divine healing. And I told Hazan, I am no longer on your side, on the side of the Lord now. Now get off my body. But what is the Lord? What they say, something right.
Oh, no, I just wanted to read in James 5 and 13, which says, is any among you afflicted?
Come on.
Let him pray. Is any married? Let him sing psalms.
Come on.
Is any sick among you?
Come on.
Let him call for the elders of the church.
Come on.
And let them pray over him.
Come on.
Anointing them with the oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
And what?
The prayer of faith shall save the sick.
Yes.
And the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sin, they shall be forgiven.
Come on. Come on. Come on. That's a good word.
Let's just take a witness in that prayer that you were doing when you healed when you were sick.
Yes. And you know what? When I was laying there, Son Device, I was laying there, and I remember what the doctor said. He said, your floor is never going to be the same. And he said, and all this kind of thing. But guess what? The Father in his infinite wisdom and his divine mercy whereby he loved us. Once I repented, Son Tobias, I had to repent a lot of stuff. You know, get a lot of stuff, repent a lot of stuff that I knew and didn't know.
Right.
After I did that, and I told the Father, okay, I'm on your side now, Father. I chose you.
That's right.
I'm on your side. I no longer want anything to do with Hassan at all. And once I made that a declaration to the atmosphere, like somebody said, you gotta speak it in the universe. I don't know about all, whether it's.
Well, he said in Matthew, what we just read in Matthew 6 the other day, when it's not 11, I could be wrong. When he said, go in your closet and pray. You know what I'm saying? Don't do these vain repetitions that the do. And then he went into our Father and tried to help.
Come on.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's personal.
That's personal.
When he says speak it out, you might be speaking it out in your closet.
In my closet.
That ain't for everybody.
That's not for everybody.
Right.
That's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not for
Because
everybody.
people do that to be seen and then like,
Oh.
he must be holy at that time.
Oh, no.
They have that.
No, they have no, not family. I'm not doing that. You know, I just go, I'm on my bed and I was praying. Thank you so much, guys. You made me proud. Thank you, baby. Caused me not to stumble. But after I did that and I did my little prayer, it's like after then, it's just like the Father was just showing me different things of how to, for my stomach. And in the research, and this has been some ways back. So, but anyway, make a long story short, now I can share what I know to be a truth and a fact for my family. So blessed be He. So let's get back. So you want to do that? You can do that. The okra is wonderful because it's, you can do also that helps with the body is flaxseed. You know I'm going to say the flaxseed. You all knew I was coming ground flaxseed and black seed and the black seed, which you can put in your food. So those are some things that help with the flora and also helps your body. Because after that thing that happened, family, I would eat something, and as soon as I would eat something, I would just go into something. And I know, sis, I know you're probably feeling this. When you eat something, then all of a sudden you feel tired and exhausted. That's the flora trying to overwork for you, trying to work for you because it's been damaged. But I'm here to tell you, hope. The Father brings us up and out every time.
That can be the itis too. We mom was eating large meals.
Yeah.
You know, we get sleepy and they used to eat certain things like turkey that got tryptophan in them and they
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but this was everything.
This is different. Oh.
This is, I can eat anything. But you're right, that's gluttony too.
Right.
We want to stay away from gluttony.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to stay away from gluttony because it doesn't benefit us. What does the scripture say? You have to put a knife to your throat. If you give to gluttony, you put a knife to your throat. Or any sin. And so, but this was just about anything I would eat. So family, like I said, I'll put a list for you and look at comments, and I'll put a list for you of what to help to continue to aid with your flora and to build up your biome. And these are some things that will help with the microbiome. And so look on the comments later, after, give me a little while, give me to the end of the day. And I'll go into that and put some more information down there, okay? Promise, I love you. Now, also family, we wanna also keep things moving. Also, you need a lot of water. Drink water, family. Drink your water. Drink water, and that helps push some of that out and heal some of that intestines on the inside. I want to make sure you're aware of that. So, but back to alfalfa. The alfalfa is good also for isoflavonoids. Remember we talked about the isoflavonoids earlier within the year when we first started, when the beginning of the year, and we talked about bioflavonoids. They're good for allergies and things like that. Well, alfalfa is good for allergies as well. Alfalfa, you know, they juice. I don't do wheatgrass per se. I don't juice wheatgrass because of wheat, but I do the alfalfa, and I can juice alfalfa, and it acts as an it helps with the isoflavonoids in the body because it helps with all of that. Because it has an A, it has A in it. Family, we know that's eyes, brain, and other areas. We know that's D, vitamin D. We need vitamin D for healing, health, wholeness, and soundness for the body. We know that it's for that. You know what else? It has vitamin K, family. So you're aware. This is alfalfa, and I'm trying to get past my level A. I don't know what we're gonna get to, but let's see. This is good for when they say you need some vitamin K. Okay, go get you some. You know what? You can take the seeds of alfalfa seeds and sprout them yourself. They're sprouts. If you go to the grocery store and they're organic, ask for the organic section, and you can get organic sprouts like bean sprouts. I know you all know about the bean sprouts, and you can do different types of sprouts or organic sprouts. And you can eat them because they're good for the micronutrients, actually. And they're good for the micronutrients and also for the microbiome. The alfalfa, the sprouts, you want to use sprouts. And they're good for that. And like I said, we're going to talk more about that. But the alfalfa, it's like a cleansing. And I keep looking at it, I'm like, I got to tell them about it. But listen to this. Alfalfa cleanses toxins from the body, family. Alfalfa is one of those cleansing agents. It has chlorophyll in it, and chlorophyll is one of those cleansing. I try to give chlorophyll and into the body because it cleanses a lot, gets a lot of toxins out, and it does that. You all keep forgive me because I keep saying I'm going to go to the next thing that I have down here, but I keep thinking every time I look down, I think of something more to tell you guys about this. You know what it also does? It's high in potassium. It's high in potassium. Some say, oh, I need a little potassium. Do you know your potatoes are higher in potassium than, sweet potatoes higher in potassium more than your banana? Isn't that something? You have more potassium in a sweet potato than you do a banana. You know, my favorite banana form is plantain. Oh, you love plantains? We're gonna get some more. And we're gonna tell you about how to make that in a recipe real soon about that. I just put them in the oven and then I let them bake until they get so that you can, the skin begin to peel. You can easily peel the skin off and then put whatever you want on it. It's just fantabulous. But that's potassium. Isn't that something? And then, okay, another thing, do you know, I keep looking down in my list, Son Tobias, and then every time I look down, I think it's something more about alfalfa. No, I know we gotta, but you know what? It's one of those things, family, that alfalfa is one of those, if it's good for and they used to feed it to the animals years ago because they said, here in America, they said it was really good, but you know what they used to do? In that, they would give it to the animals and then they would say, well, we know that this is good, so we're gonna feed the animals this, and then they used to throw it away, actually, alfalfa. Can you believe that? And it helps the hair grow. Oh, I forgot. Family helps the hair grow, and it's good for the skin because it's a detoxifier, and it gets rid of the toxins and all that out of the body. And that's what it does. It's just like, you know what, it's in the cumin family.
Oh, okay. You said what's called what again?
It's alfalfa.
Okay.
It's in the cumin family. And I love it. I love it. You know, I try to hide it in the smoothies.
Well, that's a good remedy.
Don't
you make something, how should I say, something that's sweet originally. You slide the vegetables in there to make it a healthy drink, and just just something sweet.
You don't tell me.
Yes,
but it's good. It's good. So I think I'm you know what? Let me put alfalfa is. I know it has, and I have to look. I know it has magnesium in it. So you know when the animals are like you, they can't tell you that they're hurting. So magnesium is good for the muscles. Magnesium good for the muscles. It's good for the tissue. Oh, family, if you all do vitamin B1 is good. Believe me, B1 you want for your cells. It helps oxygen in your body and all that B1 is, like B12. You need your B complexes. And don't do that chewy gummy stuff. That's nothing but sugar. Those gummy vitamins, waste of money.
Right.
Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money.
That's the way that it's pretty much doing what you just did, EMA.
Right.
They take something sweet and put and injecting the nutrients in there, but it's more, sounds like it's more sugar. More sugar
than exactly. More sugar than anything. And plus it rotens the children's teeth. So you don't want that acid on the children or your teeth. You want to keep your teeth formed. But anyway, what was I going to tell you guys? But anyway, it'll come to me. But all of these things are good. You know what? Because I might as well just write this alfalfa out for you all. Alfalfa is ladies, if you're having urinary problems, you want alfalfa. You want to intake some alfalfa. Put it in your smoothies in the morning when you're getting ready. Now, for my babies who don't like too much of the vitamins, your green vegetables, alfalfa is something alfalfa sprouts you want to put in your green smoothies in the morning because it will give you a boost. It'll give you a jolt of energy. You know, it's not like coffee. You know, coffee was once you could feel it, but this type of way, it'll come to you where you don't even realize you have that energy, and you just be going and going until you are ready to rest. And when you're ready to rest, it allows you to rest. Well, this is what this would do for you. This is just alfalfa. It helps you in so many. So if you're having urinary problems or you have a urinary tract during that time of the month, family, you want to be able to do that. So I Love, love, love. Not only it has vitamin K and all that in it, so it's really good. And it also helps balance the cholesterol levels. I want you all to know that. It helps with cholesterol. It helps with the cholesterol. So if you're having issues like that, and did I say also, family, if you're having to reproduce or help with your flora or your micronutrients in your intestines, alfalfa, you might want to do the alfalfa juice. You can juice alfalfa and you can do it that way. That helps with the nutrients in the intestines and put the flora back and the microbiome. So that's really good. I just wanted to put that down there. And for those who are suffering with cholesterol, and you say, but see, that's the thing. Some people, it's not, you can't really say cholesterol is really bad. It depends on the individual. So if you're dealing with that and you want to balance your cholesterol, if you want to just balance it right across the board, do the alfalfa. Alfalfa sprouts, you can juice it, juice some alfalfa, it balances cholesterol right on out. Balance it, maintains it and stuff like that. So family, you know what? Also, if you're having issues with strokes or cancer and things like that, and heart issues, alfalfa is good for that. Alfalfa is good for those type of things. You might want to do it every day. It's good it treats heart disease and stuff like that. This is just alfalfa, family. This is alfalfa. How about that? Alfalfa. This is what I told y'all. It's all in the herb. But try to get the organic if you can. Try to do the organic. And if you can't, then pray over it. Ask the Father to sanctify that if you eat or drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt you. Yes, sir.
Somebody's asking Mom, what's good for diabetes?
Like
I know you answered some of that earlier, but this
okay.
Just chiming in, so
okay. They're just coming in. Like we said, alfalfa is good for diabetics. Alfalfa is wonderful for diabetes. Part of Arco, the tea is good for diabetes. You could do, like we started off to say, those who love beans, in our house we love different beans. Okay, so aduki beans are good for type. Now they talk about type 2 or type 1 diabetes. And then let me know. And then you know what? Even for those people that are having issues with the T cells in your body. You might say your T cells are low. Guess what helps? Alfalfa sprouts, alfalfa sprouts. Type 2, yes. If they're talking about type 2 diabetes, aduki beans are good for that. You know, there's a lot of beans that are good for type 2 diabetes, and that helps lower cholesterol. You know what? Like we said, we really go a little bit more. Lemons, water is good for diabetes. Okra is good for diabetes. Beets. Yeah, I love beets.
Oh, they good for diabetes also. I just threw it out because I know they're good at lowering blood pressure and
beets.
Well, they have some anti-cancer properties.
Beets help. They're anti, and you're good to anti-inflammatory. Beets are good. It gives you energy. It helps cleanse the blood. It puts oxygen back in the body. Beets are really wonderful. So yes, you can use beets for type 2 diabetes, type diabetes period. You can do beets because it's a cleansing agent. It cleanses, it detoxifies, it does all that. So that's a little red.
Because I know when you were talking about foods you used to hate earlier, or things that we maybe don't like as children, but once you become older, you need these things for your health. Beets is one of the things that I would never touch as a child and in my early adulthood. Once I got older and found out the health benefits, good for the brain, inflammation, and the other thing. I started putting beets on my salad. When I used to go to Swiss and get my salad or dairy burgers at the salad bowl, I make sure I put some beets on it.
Good job.
Yes, man.
Good job. It is fantastic. Beets are good. When you think of beets, think of your brain.
Okay. Brain food.
Brain food of broccoli, beets, beans, Those type of things are good for the brain. Cinnamon tea is good for the brain. I'm gonna give me a cup in a minute so I can drink some more of my cinnamon tea. And give me a cup in a minute. But cinnamon is good for the brain. And cinnamon actually, family, is good for diabetes. Cinnamon is fantabulous for diabetics. It's good for the, cinnamon is good for diabetes, it's good for the heart, it's good for the brain, it cleanses the arteries out, it puts oxygen back in the body. Cinnamon, but get the Ceylon, C-E-Y-L-O-N, family. If you're gonna do for diabetics, now, for diabetics, do Ceylon. Ceylon. Ceylon cinnamon. Let me put it down here. Ceylon for diabetics. Okay? Ceylon is good for diabetics. Very good. Ginger is good for diabetics, family. Don't forget ginger, lemon, turmeric is good for diabetes. Turmeric is fantabulous. I call it that yellow golden glow. Just the yellow gold. That's what I call it. Yellow gold. So when you look at that turmeric, thinking yellow gold. I drank my yellow gold this morning with some ginger. A little bit of honey. Early in the morning. Yellow gold for diabetes. Fantastic. Also, your parsley is good for diabetes. We're just going over a little bit. Did you know peppermint is good for diabetes? Yeah. How about that?
And then how do you use that?
Peppermint, it's the peppermint. You can make a little tea out of it.
Okay. Peppermint tea. Peppermint tea.
Don't buy the kind you get on, well, I can't say that because you could use, if you know it's an organic extract, you can get peppermint extract. They have it in these stores. You can get a peppermint extract and you can drink it with it. Yes?
If you are complete with the diabetes question, someone else has a question also about Shalom, can you give info about headaches, please?
Headache? Peppermint tea.
Oh, okay.
Peppermint tea. And then you want to make sure, family, when you say headaches, make sure that you have proper sleep.
Right.
Make sure you have proper sleep, okay?
Looking for a herb to cure something that's actually bad.
Yeah. You want to make sure.
By getting sufficient rest.
Yes.
Okay.
You need sufficient rest, family. If you have sufficient rest. And remember, headaches can also, there are different things that come when you say headaches. Things like high blood pressure can cause headaches. Different things. So when you might want to come in tune with your body to see when the headaches come, when they occur, what happens, during that time. So do a little study. Let me give you a few little things that you can look that can happen that you might want. Turmeric is good for headaches. Also, spearmint is good for headaches. Also, you want to drink lemon water. Hydration. It's good for headaches.
And it's in your body like 75% or 80% water, so that means it dominates what's in your body versus anything else. I'm sorry.
Water. How much water are you getting for your body? I keep saying, I've got to erase this, and I'm about to erase this today. And I thought, let me leave it up for a little bit longer. Family, make sure you. What is it? This is your water chart. This is a water chart, family. And it's the weight, such as, I'm not going to tell you how much I weigh. So, say if you weigh just say, I'm not saying I weigh this, but I'm just saying. Say if you weigh 140. Well, in ounces, you want at least 70 ounces of water per day. Now, some people say, how many bottles is that? So that's like 4.5 ounces of a 16-ounce bottle of water. So if you're counting, you can do it that way. And make sure, and if you're one that said, oh, Emma, I don't drink a lot of water, what thing? Headaches? Which one do I want? Liquid or headaches? So I take the liquid. Liquid is a good idea. So listen, family, you can mix water with parsley, you can mix it with ginger, and it's also good for the arthritis too. So this type of thing, your body's probably telling you, I need a really good cleanse with water. I need more water. So that's what a lot of times your body would tell you when you have a headache, what you're deficient in. And you might want to check that out to see what you're deficient in. So family, so when you say you have a headache, and then check at night before you go to bed, check your room, because your room might have a little, I'm not saying this is you, but just check. I'm not saying this is you, but I'm saying you might want to check and see if there's any mold around the house or mildew around the house or the bedroom. You want to make sure that when you go to bed, you have a clean, remember we talked about earlier how when we have allergies, you want to make sure your sheets and everything are cleaned at least once a week and right on down the line. You say, Emma, I can't afford to do all that, but well, at least just clean your towel, your pillow. At least if you can't do it once a week, at least do your pillow at least make sure your pillows, you change your pillow casing and spray. And there's something that we do in our home. I mix a little bit of, and this would help too, that helps calm down some of the mold and mildew. Family, what I do, I put a little bit of bay leaves. I'll burn some bay leaves in the room, and that clears the tension, and it also kills mold and mildew. Just a little side thing that you might want to consider. The bay leaves, get rid of it. You can put a little eucalyptus oil in a bottle with a little bit of vinegar, because vinegar kills mold and mildew. Eucalyptus oil? You would get it, order it online from eBay, but get the now. Get the one that says now, because that's more closest to organic and what you want and all that. You can go get it from different stores. You all know I don't support different stores, but you can get it at Vitamin Shop or places like that if you want to get it. Vitamin Shop, I think, has the cheapest one for different oils and stuff like that. You can go to one of the Indian stores. They have an Indian store not too far from us, and we'll go to the Indian store and get these little different oils and stuff like that. But as far as Vitamin Shop, I think they have the cheapest, but the Indian store has cheaper stores, but you want to watch that, make sure it's organic. But you can do that, and it gets rid of the fungus. Now, what I was trying to say, when we get up in the morning, well, I'll spray my bed, I'll spray my room when I'm getting up in the morning, put a little bit of vinegar, just maybe, if you have a bottle that say, if you have a bottle like this size, if you have a bottle this size, and you have a spray bottle, you want to put, and you all, I'm just going to show you, this is, like I said, this is home remedy, so it works for me. See if it works for you. Excuse me while I drink my little water since I'm tempted. So you want to take a little bit, say if you have sizes with, you want to put this much vinegar in it. You want to put a little.
You might say how much vinegar?
About this much.
Right
where that water is. Put that. You said a lot of vinegar. Yeah, but guess what? Vinegar kills mold. You can spray vinegar on mold, and it'll kill it. Yeah. So if you spray it in your room, just spritz it around in your room. It'll get rid of some of the, it'll keep it at bay. Let me tell you another thing, family, you might want to do, and this does work because it's an onion. And I think I mentioned this over the winter time for you guys, where you can open a red onion and cut it into eighths and sit it on top, and it pulls the bacteria and germs out of the room. Just an onion. And it kills, and it gets rid of that. Plus, it gets rid of the mold and bacteria in your bedroom when you sleep. That helps. And it's something as simple as easy as that. Just an onion, cut it into eighths, and set it on top in a saucer, and it will draw out bacteria and stuff from the room. It does that. Okay, back to this. And then you take eucalyptus oil, put about 4 to 5 drops of eucalyptus oil in here, in with the vinegar. And you can put peppermint oil, you can put tea tree oil. Oh, family, let me tell you, tea tree oil is fantabulous. Yes, it is. And you know what I do? You can get it at Walmart, but get the Australian one. The one is Australian, but you can make sure it's organic. Well, the Australian normally, I go for that. Anyway, get your tea tree oil. And when you get your tea tree oil, it gets like Tobias said, it gets rid of mites, the mites in the bed, all that. It's when we go someplace, it's excellent for the hair. It's excellent for the hair, excellent for the skin, to cleanse the skin. And when you breathe it, it gets rid of it opens your sinuses and things like that, and it cleanses. It goes through the body and it acts as an electricity. And it goes to the body and it actually gets rid of a lot of toxins that you might be inhaling and stuff like that. I'm not saying take the bottle and do this. Don't do that. But you're gonna put at least 10 to 12 drops in your water. So you're gonna do
and that's tea tree oil.
Tea tree oil in with your vinegar and all that. Okay. And then what you're gonna do, and you can do eucalyptus, tea tree oil, and if you want the smell, if there's too much tea tree oil, you know how to lessen a little bit, but you're not spraying it on yourself. You're spraying it in the atmosphere and around your bed. Right. And that helps you to rest, not only rest, but it gets rid of dust mites. It gets rid of, tea tree oil is really good. I'm trying to say, one day we're gonna do a class on tea tree oil. And put that down in son Tobias, that I'm gonna put some tea tree oil, a class for tea tree oil. So babies, let me tell you, I'm sorry, my son told me don't call you babies. Excuse me, family, when you do that, you are going to say, EMA, it works. And then shake it up really good, and then spray it. And then spray it around on your bed pillows and around your bed when you make your bed. You can spray it around your room, do your curtains and stuff like that. You will sleep like a baby. Somebody asked me a question about what can help their children when they get up at night and they can't hardly breathe and stuff like that. You could keep that sprayed in your room, in the room around. And when they don't have the congestion and stuff, because the tea tree oil, the eucalyptus, the peppermint, and the vinegar, shaking it together.
No, there's no water mixed in with that.
Yeah, I forgot, you're right, thank you, Dave. So what you're gonna do is fill the rest of it up with water.
Okay.
Fill the rest of it up with water. So remember, you got this jar, and you're gonna fill the rest with water that goes up to here. After you fill that up with water, up to the rest of it, then you shake it really well. So when you spritz it, make sure it's mixed in, you're gonna shake it. Shake it very well, and then you just spritz it over your pillows, over your bed, and things like that, over your curtains in your room. And that will it'll get rid of a lot of bacteria in your room. And it takes away the headache. Because if that's one of the things that you're dealing with, it helps with the headache. So you can do it that way. But water. Family water. Peppermint, like I said, helps with headaches. And check your blood pressure too when it comes to headaches. It could be a blood pressure. If it's dealing with blood pressure and things like that, make sure you have your water, your parsley, your okra. Drink a little okra. Oh, I started to say cut the cap off of the okra and the tip off of the okra and stick it in the refrigerator in distilled water, and you can sip on it. You can sip on it, and it lowers diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure. I'm telling you, okra. Did we do a class about okra a while back? And yeah, it does that because it's that minerals that it has in it. The seeds. If you look in an okra, you know the okra has those little seeds in it. It's slimy, but it has those little seeds in it. Well, guess what? All that is helps go through your digestive system. It helps with diabetes, 1 and 2. It helps with high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes. This is what okra does. That's why I say, you know, when they say medicine, I'm like, okay, right. But don't do it because I said it. This is just some home remedies. So I don't want y'all to say, EMA Barb, the doctor. Nope. EMA Barb, the home remedy person. But those are some things that you can do. Family, that's good for help with blood pressure. Also, for headaches. Also, you want to make sure that when you put certain things in they put things in our hair products, family. When we use our hair products, make sure that when you're using other people's products other than your home remedies for your own hair, that these certain things, they're not seeping into your scalp. Because there's some things that I've heard in the past that, did you know these perms, and I know that our young women don't use perms anymore. Our young women don't use perms anymore. But that perm will get into your scalp, and it's like little black blotches, and it gets in the brain. So when they open your scalp, if you're ever, God forbid, they found, there was a young lady that was found, and they couldn't tell what ethnicity she was. But when they opened her scalp, when they opened her brain up, they said we can always tell what type of ethnicity, whether she's black or what. Well, especially for black women. They said we wanted to make sure is she black or whatever. So they opened her scalp and they saw all the splotches where the lye had leached into her scalp, into her skull, and it eaten certain parts of the brain. And it had certain leaked in there, and they saw different splotches of blackness in the skull, in the brain, literally in the brain, until they knew she was black because of the lye and the different chemicals that are put in our hair products. So you want to watch that and if that is the case, family, you want to detox. So you want to go with that. I just leave it like that. So you want to make sure that you drink water. You want to make sure that your herbs are your spices, your healing. You want to do those things that healing, regardless to how you might taste. You say, oh, that doesn't taste good to me. That's not taste. But what does it do for the body? It helps the body. These things aid the body. They're here for tools, healing tools. Mm-hmm. And so you want to take advantage of those tools.
That's right.
Right?
Yes,
right. So you want to take advantage of those tools. You know what? Let me say one thing. There's some, what is that called? Something about where they take chemotherapy. There people that take chemotherapy. One of the things that they've found this out years ago, when they were doing the cancer and they do chemotherapy and right on down the line. Well, guess what helps when they do the chemotherapy? And they'll tell you, don't do greens. My flesh sister, they told her, don't do greens and all this kind of thing because the drugs that we're giving you, it's bad. Don't do it, greens. But guess what? The alfalfa in other countries, they use alfalfa when they do chemotherapy. And what it does, it heals. And the reason why I'm saying it this time, family, alfalfa is one thing that you might want to intake if you're having headaches as well, because those chemicals, they're called chemtrails and different things like that in the atmosphere. Alfalfa is one of those things that will help with the chemtrails and radiation and all that type of thing. So when you say you had a headache, make sure, my sis, make sure you want to add a little alfalfa to your diet as well, because it helps with chemotherapy and things like that. But anyway, I got off track because it is alfalfa is an anti-cancer type of food. Or herb. Alfalfa is anti-cancerous. It certain cancers, when you start doing alfalfa, it literally wipes certain cancers right out of the body. So you might want to look at that too. So family, depending on and check how you make sure your pillows at night are not too high, because that could affect the muscles in your body, which causes headaches later on. So you want to check all those things too. But when you find out those things and do the research on your own body, study your body, and then come back at it again. I love these questions. Don't forget, continue to give me these questions. This is good for me as well as it is for you, because you know I love these questions. It's good. And you cause me, you charge me and make me to think back on certain things, which is wonderful. I love this. Thank you for utilizing this, EMA. I love you guys. So remember, ladies, whatever kind of the different types of female disorders that you have going through that type of the month, I want to reiterate that you want to add or incorporate alfalfa sprouts or juice some alfalfa, because it does have vitamin K and things like that in it. So anyway, you know what, with that, but you don't want to, let me say this to you, but if you're pregnant, women, if you're pregnant, you don't want to do the alfalfa. You don't want to, you want to be careful with alfalfa, put it like that. When you're doing, you want to be careful with alfalfa. And there was a question to me about, EMA, if we're pregnant, what can I do during the pregnancy to take? Make sure your folic acid, folic, it's called folic. There's a difference between folic and folic. Your acid, make sure that you are all into, be as organic as possible. Stay away from the animal products, totally, in order to develop the baby's brain very well. Stay away from your processed foods during this time, family. And if you know that you're going to breastfeed, especially fennel, it's called fenugreek. Fenugreek is wonderful for when you're coming. So you want to do fenugreek. Let me spell fenugreek for you too, so that you'll know what fenugreek looks like. And this is good. If you want to breastfeed, you can do fenugreek before and after. And these are just a few things while I'm thinking about it, family. It's fenugreek, just like it sounds. This is a nutrient that is so packed with a lot of wonderful things, family. So you want to do as natural as possible, as holistic as possible. Stay away from the animal products, because they put so much in the animal products. Some of these that are not good for our bodies, less on when you're carrying you a little on the inside. You want to make sure you're developing in that area. And I can't tell you what to do, but I can only suggest. So you want to stay away from man-made flavonoids. And what I mean by man-made, there's a difference between organic or real flavonoids, like what we've already mentioned, the flavonoids in the alfalfa, and man-made flavonoids. So you want to make sure you're going to do flavonoids, you're going to do holistic and organic herbs. You're going to do, always eat proper, always eat the good foods, eat the raw. Make sure, if you're pregnant, make sure you want to eat more raw than you do cooked. The reason being, because you need the nutrients and the microminerals, the micronutrients for the baby. And you'd be surprised at all the wonderful things when your baby comes in. You know, our babies used to, and this is something this is just a woman out there. Do you know when our babies are being born or being coming out? There was a lady who said, she says, he started talking early, or she started talking early. And when our son was having our grandbaby, he was always one to say, and son Tobias, you would appreciate this. He used to always say, I can't understand what you're saying. You stop whining, I don't know what you're saying. So he started using sign language to her when she was like about 9 months, 8 or 9 months. And she would tell him when she wanted to eat, when she was wet, what was going on with her? Because he would always say, he would never talk baby talk to her. And he would say, you have to talk to me. Tell me what's going on. What you doing? What's going on? So she started sign languaging. So we were there one day and she was like, he said, what do you want? And she was like, and she says, I want to eat. I want to eat. I'm hungry. And he would say, okay, so I have this for you. She said, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And she would say she wanted certain things. And this is sign language. And this is for a baby is 9 months, 8 or 9 months. And when she was like about 13 months, she started pronouncing her words and what she wanted and different things like that. And our son walked at 9 months. He had to. So ladies, this is what I'm saying to you. This is not something strange or abnormal. This is something that it's because of your eating the proper things. You're giving your baby a chance. You're giving your children a chance. You're eating nutrients and micronutrients, what was intended for our babies to eat and to consume at an early age. And I'll be, you all keep an eye on the community. Is that the community post?
Yes, ma'am.
The community post. And I will be adding more and more and more things for you guys. If you keep an eye on that, on to what to eat and consume and do during your time of pregnancy. Listen, this EMA thinks you are fantabulously awesome. Do you have any other questions before we leave? Okay. Oh, before we go, family, remember when I was telling you all about that sage, and I said I have to tell you because I told you all I was going to tell you about the sage. A little sage, and you can take a little bit of sage, which smells wonderful. You can rinse your hair with a little bit of sage water and put, what do I do? I use sage and thyme, and put a little thyme, and just plain water, boil it, steep it, and you can spritz your hair with it, and it softens the hair. So when you're saying your baby needs a little detangling and it's coming out and all that, that one lady was saying, the young daughter was like, she said she was about 4, and she said she had that angry hair. Well, take a little bit of sage water, a little bit of thyme, and it smells wonderful, by the way. And spritz it with a little bit of, and when you begin to comb, you can spritz it. And it's a good detangler, plus it smells wonderful, and it's good for the skin. You can spritz it with rose water, and it's good for the skin. This time of the year, family, we want to make sure our skin is hydrated. We want to drink water, drink water. Spritz your face with the rose water or your sage water, or you can mix a little bit in with a little bit of thyme, and you'll see the even glow of your skin. And plus, you're not, the bugs won't be so coming at you. So, and it's good for respiratory and headaches, family. Isn't that good for headaches? So this EMA thinks you're wonderful. I praise Yah for you. Don't stop. Tell other people, come and join us in this chat. Join us in this chat so that we can have these home remedies that the way our mothers and fathers taught us. And I'm going to be talking about, too, some more gut health in the near future. I love you. Blessings on your day. Blessings on your life. Psalms 91, all around about you as about a shield. No evil shall befall you because you're on the side of the Most High. The commandments are still work. I love you. Blessings.